the crew worldwide, from Cali to Twitter. Real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views. We'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Clan Archie for the dope production. Ring Gang stay with the best discussions. Ring Gang Radio.
Welcome to Ring Gang Radio. I'm PJ, your rep and moderator for this chat right now. We are going to be discussing the following fights. Charlo Centeno leading the discussion, the Demon Charlo versus Centeno. So what did you guys think of that relentless beating that we saw there?
Yo, it's Leon, so you know I'm repping Lions only. Charlo, man, in the first round, Centeno, he started off on his back foot boxing shit. He was trying to move around the ring. And in the second round, he started coming in a little bit, and the fight started getting a little more closer. And then when he tried to get on his back foot again, Jermall, I think he double jabbed, and he just closed the space. He threw a hard-ass right hand that barely missed him. It hit him, I think, in the neck. And then from there, he threw like 5 or 6 shots, bro, and they all had that ability to knock him out on it. It was just that left hook. It landed straight on the temple. And he was out before he hit the ground. You could see it all in his face, his facial expression. He was gone. I mean, it was another knockout by the Charlos. You need to put these dudes on the main event. And they definitely need to be fighting. They need to raise his competition up. He should fight either Jacobs or probably Andrade, I would think. He's not going to get the Triple G fight this year. And he might not get it early next year.
Who was next? Charlo?
Yep, Charlo Centeno.
You know what? The funny thing about that fight, I don't want to say and somebody in the chat said that he looked impressive, and I'm not saying that it wasn't impressive, but it was like, I guess because it wasn't, it was only 2 rounds, and dude was out like a light. Like I said, I mean, it was like when the puppeteer lets go of the strings and shit. Like that dude, his body went down like a fucking limp noodle. Like it just went to waste. So and even, furthermore, I was actually surprised that, he went at, Triple G instead of, trying to get ready to mix it up with Jacobs. But I guess it's because it's Triple G would be his mandatory right now, right?
Yeah.
Or vice versa.
Yes.
Yeah, so, but I thought, from a couple weeks back, months back, him and Jacobs, the way they got into it, I thought shit, he'd have been like, hey, yo, Danny J, let's scrap. But he called out Triple G instead.
Put in that cheat code. Why fight Jacobs when you could go to the boss? You know what I mean?
I guess so. That up, down, left, right, ABA.
Yep.
Yeah.
Contra code.
Final boss.
Apparently, he's gonna be ringside for Jacobs' fight. So
Okay.
He's probably gonna be mad as hell watching that too.
without a doubt.
I guess I'm wondering about that. I guess when that happened or whatever, about a month back, so where would Jacobs fit into the equation if, you have Triple G next up, or he's supposed to be next up on the dot,
They both supposed to be next for Triple G. If Jacobs win his fight, he gonna have a mandatory to Triple G too.
Oh shit! Damn.
Yeah, they're all up on the doorstep.
Somebody mentioned earlier, 160 is a little thicker than we want to give it credit for.
I think I was impressed. I think that was the performance of the night. And he was supposed to win. Charlo was supposed to win this fight, but I didn't think that this will only take 2 rounds. I thought it's gonna go in the middle rounds or something like that, and I thought that earlier on, Centeno will be able to move out range, something like that. But Charlo and both Charlos, they have one of the best, I think, analytical skills in the ring. They see where is the weak spot. They adapt very quick, and they are very precise. You could see that in that exchange, when they were on the inside. And Centeno saw that he's protected from the hook because his gloves were up, next to his ear. But Charlo found the spot with the tight hook, and he punched inside his glove, and it was a knockout. So I think it was very impressive, like how he saw that spot and precisely the strike. Yeah, definitely. And then I'm curious how he will move forward. I would like to watch these middleweights, these tough middleweights, other than Canelo and Golovkin, mixed up with each other. I think not alone with that. I like BJS, Charlo, Jacobs, Andrade, Tarabianchenko, Murata. All of these guys should, start to mix up with each other, because I think Canelo and GGG, despite Canelo's dope scandal, will move forward in September. Like the rematch will move forward in September. So these guys can, mix up with each other.
So I'll say this: we saw Charlo fight for 4 minutes or 5 minutes or whatever, but he looked extremely impressive. As soon as Leon kind of alluded to it, as soon as he had a punch that really landed, it was basically over. As soon as he saw that Centeno was affected by his punch, he went in for the kill, and it was over probably 15 seconds later. He's going to be a problem for anyone at 160. He looks big for the weight, and he punches hard, and brings a lot of energy to the ring. You definitely want to see the competition kind of increase, and you want to see him fight more. But in regards to last night, I would say that was definitely the performance of the night and one of the top KOs of the year.
LB, Lauderdale Boss, Soul Wars. Charlo did what I expected him to do. I was impressed. Centeno is solid, but we knew what time it was. J-Rock exposed him. Suzuki, that cat, that Jacob, with all due respect, with all due respect, because that dude, that Polish cat's nice. He outclassed him, so we knew what time it was, because we all know Charlo mean business, and he took care of it. Charlo, Jermall, it's time, to get these cats, like Leon said, main eventing, do a show in Texas, Houston, Dallas, something, but do a big show in Texas, maybe put Spence on the card and really push these cats, man, because they entertainment all day, every day. Like, these niggas really need to, put them on a pay-per-view undercard or something. You guaranteed to have people, see a knockout and amp up the fight, the main event. Like, the twins good for boxing. Jermall did his thing. I want to see him in with some tougher competition, and we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah, what I like about the Charlos is that, not that you have to, but when they fight, man, they not fighting to go the distance. Every punch that they throw is like they trying to knock your ass out with it, and it don't necessarily have to be anybody's style. Those are the fighters that people gravitate to, and then they talk, and they really don't talk shit unless they feel like somebody is disrespecting them. But for the most part, they're pretty cool. Yeah, man, I thought that Jermall, I think that he's both of them are pretty good inside fighters. They throw short punches on the inside, and they could clip anybody. I mean, if you talking about Triple G Charlo, that would be a fight where Charlo would be, want to be inside.
That's 50-50 to me.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the punch that Charlo threw that finally knocked him out, and you look at it from a fundamental point of view, it's right on
the left hook or the temple shot?
The hook that
the left hook
that knocked him out. Yeah, the left hook.
Yeah.
If you look at it from a fundamental point of view, it's right on the money, and he was getting ready to follow up with the right cross, in case the last hook didn't finish everything. So yeah, to Leon's point, they're good from the outside, from the inside, and you need to put them in the main event. You can't have them in the lead-up fights because they knock their opponent out, and it messes up the timing for everyone else. But yeah, going forward, I think Big Charlo is the same size as Danny Jacobs. I think he's more explosive. We haven't really had to see him box recently, but Jacobs isn't that great of a boxer. So I think Big Charlo wins that one. I think you toss him in against Triple G right now, it's 50-50 when they're likely to fight, which is probably a year or so from now, if they ever do fight. I think Charlo wins that one pretty handily because Triple G will be like 40 by then. So yeah, hopefully he fights Jacobs after Jacobs beats the Polish guy, if he does beat him.
He said he would be at the fight.
Today we looked at it, right? Like we looked at it like how is the middleweight situation? Like if Golovkin gets stripped from the IBF belt, which is a real possibility, then first it's Derevyanchenko and Jacobs in the rankings. But Billy Joe Sanders said that he might fight Andrade or Jacobs. So if he picks Jacobs, then it can be Charlo versus Derevyanchenko for the IBF. So yeah, a lot of possibilities in this division in the upcoming months. I will be curious.
It's a good fight.
Yeah, definitely. But these guys need to mix it up, yeah.
Yeah, he said he would be at Jacobs fight next week. He also, I know he called out Triple G after the fight. He in his post media presser, he said that Triple G is an amazing fighter and he just wants a chance to face a Hall of Famer. You know what I mean? He said, and he kind of said it like, I want him now before he's out of the game.
He sees it. Like there just need to be somebody that's strong enough to just push Golovkin a little harder than he's been pushed. You know, someone that's not gonna just give up, you know, give ground, run around and throw flurries. You know, Charlo fits the description of someone who's gonna box with Golovkin, fight with Golovkin, and you know, make it do what it do, man. None of this Canelo Jacobs running around shit. And that's why I feel like, you know, Charlo got a good shot with Golovkin. He got the right mentality and the skills, physicality.
And he's really angry the entire time.
I like that Charlo energy. I think it brings it's a good thing to have it at all fights. But Rez kind of touched on it earlier. The Canelo Golovkin thing needs to get taken care of at 160. Whether they're going to fight each other or not, we really need to kind of find out sooner than later because it's holding a lot of things up. Triple G ended up fighting Vanes. Two Eastern European dudes are going for the Mexican style pay-per-view. That's what's up.
Regular
I'm sorry.
Gentrification of Cinco de Mayo. Here we go.
But he's fighting Vanes, so he doesn't, take a slip and lose before Canelo. And the thing is, Canelo, and before I found out that he was a cheating piece of shit, I was kind of a fan. But he would get washed by Charlo. Billy Joe Saunders is pretty fast. I don't think Andrade is as good as you guys think he is, but I think him and Canelo would be a pretty good fight. So I think Canelo gets beat by most of them. And Triple G, as he gets older, he's slipping too, and he would lose to Billy Joe Saunders and Charlo. So
Triple G he ain't a walk in the park, man.
No, God no.
you still gonna have to earn it over Triple G.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Triple G is too stubborn to give a fight away.
I mean, we ain't seen no one beat that jab yet, man.
I think Charlo could put an emphatic end to his chapter, though. One of those left hooks.
Even his own jab.
Yeah, I like to see that jab contest.
Painful.
Yeah. He knocked down multiple opponents with the jab, actually, like even J-Rock, for example. But even before J-Rock.
Yeah. And I totally forgot. I mean, if Triple G ain't with it next, Charlo can run through those kind of guys that have been kind of pushed down to gatekeeper status, like Lemieux or Stevens, and still get a good, decent, good pelt on his resume. Not Stevens,
how much a problem?
Lemieux.
How much a problem do you think that politically, like the Charlo is with the Showtime, and usually the other top dogs in middleweight, they are with the HBO. Do you think that's gonna be a problem for him moving forward?
Not sure, actually. Because who's Charlo under?
What?
He's with Heyman.
He's with Heyman? But
they don't have the promoters they are interchangeable. So,
yeah.
I mean, he said last night, he's like, let them figure it out. So if I'm sure they can figure it out.
I hope they figure it out. I definitely hope they figure it out.
I'm sure they'll figure it out because Charlo looks like the kind of guy who'll just come storming into the office and beat the piss out of him until they give him.
I can see Charlo taking step aside money for the WBC.
They'd be too scared to even ask him.
Yeah, Canelo and Triple G holding up the division right now.
No.
I mean,
Canelo.
No. Yeah, let me take that back. Yeah, let me take that back, and let me put one of those on Billy Joe Saunders too.
Billy Joe Saunders he's gonna fight Andre or Jacobs. That's good, I think.
Charlo versus Centeno. I mean, I said Charlo would knock out Centeno. Centeno. Because I still remember that fight on PBC where Sulecki, the guy who's facing Jacobs next week, knocked him out, and I didn't think he was that durable. And of course, I was a little, I still want him to get NKO'd because I was mad that he took Prince Aleem 0. Was not happy about that. It was a highlight reel knockout at that. So when he got sent to the bushes in a couple of rounds, I was like, well, it was written. So now Charlo has the interim WBC middleweight belt, and he's now also in mandatory for Triple G. So those are basically my thoughts on those two fights.
But we're talking about this until Canelo and Golovkin fight. There's not going to be any clarity because it's going to be just waiting for them.
Why not?
Canelo.
I'm not sure about that.
No. Well, I asked why not. Why we have to wait on them when Canelo was the one that fucked up.
Exactly.
And we gotta get off of it, man, and that's real because we can't it looks like the boxing world, at least the WBC and the IBF have lost their fucking minds when that dude popped. Everything is on everybody else except the guy who's on the 6-month vacation. That's some bullshit.
Credit for time served.
And that's how it's looking. He on fucking Cancun Beach somewhere chilling, probably with KP. Shit.
Having more meat.
With Charlo, again, interested in seeing what's the next move for him. As far as are they going to mandate his fight with Golovkin, or if not, what's going to be next for him? I know obviously we know the questions with him and Boo Boo. That's going to come up. Obviously now, going to be probably harder to make with some of the cross promotion things, but that's a scrap that would be interesting to see.
Yo, The crew worldwide will call you to Twitter. Real hardcore fans, boxing ass niggas, consistency cops, police the views. We'll pull up receipts for any debate you choose. Shout outs to Clan Arky for the dope production. Ring Gang stay with the best discussions.
Ring Gang Radio.